How to use a cash advance. If, like many people, you find that you are pinching your pennies, cutting back on luxury, and just trying to live a little bit easier and less, you might think, with all the advertisements on TV and even newspapers, that cash advance is something that makes sense. After all, at the right time can help out when you're truly stuck, such as if you suddenly as a major car repair, an undersea medical expense, or some other type of family emergency. However, need to be careful when thinking about going and getting, because it can be something that you come to my own in a very short order, as they are so easy to get. Remember that the main thing you need to provide when you want to get a cash advance is simply proof of income. In other words, perfect vehicle to pay back the loan. And that's exactly what it is. A loan, nothing more. The temptation may be to splurge a little bit after you've taken care of your immediate needs with the loan. And this is where the people can get into very big trouble. In fact, if you're not careful, you can become dependent on this type of financial tool, which is not wise. At this point, you might be asking, exactly how can I save? Consider for a moment that with whatever expense that comes up, your page wasn't enough to cover it, and covered irregular monthly expenses such as food rents, and insured. So essentially, this emergency has caused you to spend over and above what you make for this month. Thought it might be tempting. Do not think of cash advance as free money, because it isn't. In fact, the best way to think about and use a cash advance is like a credit card, only for emergencies and certainly not for a night on a town. Though this can be very tempting, but it is this style of thinking that gets people into trouble and unable to pay it back. Oftentimes, they'll have to backpack the amount in bite-sized chunk over several different periods. And as anyone who has used a cash advance can tell you, the interest can mount up at a staggering rate, and very quickly too. This, of course, does not mean that the cash advance should be totally avoided, especially if you're on the verge of losing a place to live because you have to fix your car in order to get to work. In that case, the cash advance is something that you can and should use. Just be sure to pay it back as quickly as you can to avoid penalties and interest, as this is what keeps people dependent on things like this. Some to the extent that they never break free and can cause credit difficulties. So, if you cannot find any other way to pay for an unforeseen expense, then a cash advance may well be for you. Just ensure that you understand how the process works so that you can deal with the emergencies and enjoy your life afterward. Brought to you by www.usapayDayForever.com.